I am very grateful to Holy Son and to the Holy Mother for allowing me to come to the altar and share my testimony for the first time. My name is Blessy and I come from Maliekkal. I took my first covenant on May 31, 2023. At first, I followed the covenant beautifully, but later I failed to keep it properly. Around that time, I had to undergo an operation, and when I heard about it, I was very frightened. I made a covenant to the Holy Mother that if the operation went well, I would return here and take the covenant again. I used to be a very fearful person. Normally, I would pray that I wouldn't feel pain during surgery, but for the first time, I prayed instead that God would give me the strength to bear the pain. By the grace of God, the operation went very smoothly. After the surgery, I came to know that I had an endometrial cyst, a type that tends to return repeatedly. The doctors explained that it was caused by menstrual issues, that my body wasn't releasing all the blood properly, leading to clot formation and cysts. I'm only 21 years old, and since women typically stop having periods around 50, it meant that if this continued, I might have to undergo multiple surgeries. Adding to this, I was found positive for HB-Zag, a virus in my blood. Because of that, only open surgery was possible. Keyhole surgery could not be done. The doctor said the only way to stop the cysts was to remove my uterus. He told me to stop studying immediately, get married, and have a child within a year or two, and then remove the uterus. As part of the treatment, I took costly injections and tablets to stop my periods. Injections for 1 month and tablets for 5 months, and then my period would come for 1 month before the cycle repeated. After 6 months of this, my periods came again. I was preparing to restart the tablets, but the day before going to the hospital, I came here. I was very anxious, crying in front of the Holy Mother's image and repeatedly saying rosary in prayer. That day, I prayed for 3 specific things. When I go for the scan, there should be no cyst. The doctor should tell me that I will get my normal periods. The doctor should tell me to stop the medicine. When I went to the hospital the next day, everything happened exactly as I prayed. During the scan, I held tightly onto the Mother's Covenant medal and prayed earnestly. The doctor said, "There are cysts," and I prayed again, saying, "Mother, I told you I will have no cysts if you are with me." Then the doctor corrected himself and said, "It's not a cyst." Later, he confirmed that there were no cysts, my periods were normal, and I could stop the medicine. I had asked Mother for 3 things, and she granted me all 3. Now my periods are regular. I have no cysts. I have stopped all medication. I thank the Holy Mother and the Holy Son for this great blessing. I used to apply the oil of the covenant on my stomach, draw a cross, and pray. I also had a supplementary exam in the first semester of my BCom course. I offered that to Mother too, and she helped me pass. My own mother used to have fluctuating blood pressure and sugar levels. I used to draw a cross on her forehead with the oil of the covenant and pray, saying, "Mother, please don't abandon us." Now my mother is completely healthy and full of energy. Through the covenant, I have grown deeply in spirituality. I used to be reluctant to pray the rosary. My late grandmother, who was Catholic, always told me to pray with beads, but since I'm Orthodox, I never did. But now, I pray the rosary every day without fail. I also try my best to follow all the practices taught here. I read the Bible for half an hour every day. When I first received the Kreupasanam newsletter from here, I was afraid to share it because some people received it happily while others criticized it. But now, I share it with confidence, reciting the creed before giving it. Sharing the newsletter has become one of the things I love most. I don't even count how many bundles I distribute now. Now, I really enjoy giving out the newsletters. Most of the people I share them with gladly buy them. I have been coming here for a long time, but I was always too scared to speak. I have never spoken in front of so many people before. So I told the Holy Mother, "It must be you who speaks through me today." I don't do much charitable work because I am still a student. I don't have a job and our financial situation at home is not very strong. But I try to help others in whatever small ways I can. When people come to my house, I help them with whatever money I have. I buy food for the hungry and for those sitting on the roadside. I try to do the acts of charity that are possible for me, even if not financially. My deepest desire is to continue faithfully in this covenant. I used to be a very short-tempered person. When I got angry, I would throw things away. But through the covenant, that nature has completely changed. I thank my mother and Jesus with all my heart for everything. I also sincerely apologize to my mother for being late in giving this testimony.
Matthew 9:22. Jesus turned and looked at her and said, "Daughter, be of good cheer. Your faith has made you well." And from that moment on, she was healed. How simply and beautifully this daughter, Blessed Marian Varghese, shared her testimony of the life of God's covenant with us. This young daughter went through a very difficult illness. She had to stop her studies and even faced the possibility of having her uterus removed at a very young age. The first operation and treatments were unsuccessful, and the bleeding started again. Along with that, the cyst grew larger. This daughter shared all her struggles with us. The pain of taking medicine for a long time, stopping it and then starting again, which affected her health badly. With the same childlike innocence, she stood beside her Holy Mother and took the covenant, saying to the Holy Mother, "Mother, I have only 3 things to ask of you. Please grant them to me." She prayed for 3 things on the very day she took the covenant. That there would be no cyst when she went for the next scan, that her periods would become normal, that she would never have to take medicine again. The very next day, when she went for the scan, she held the covenant medal tightly in her hand, applied the covenant oil on her stomach, and prayed for the protection of the Holy Mother. Through these actions, she showed the depth of her trust and faith. During the scan, the doctor said, "There is a small, tiny cyst." Immediately, this daughter said in her heart, "Mother, didn't I pray that there should be no cyst when I am scanned?" Such was her innocence. She had no hesitation in speaking to her mother directly, with complete faith that whatever she asked, her mother would grant. Even when faced with a difficult report, she prayed again. And in the final report, there was no cyst, her periods were normal, and the doctor said she no longer needed medicine. That was the mother's signature on the covenant, her assurance saying, "I see you, I hear you, I take up your burden, I heal you." Later, this daughter shared how she had a supplementary exam in economics, a very difficult subject. But the Holy Mother blessed her to pass that too. At first she was even afraid to give out a single bundle of the Kreupasanam newsletters, but today she joyfully distributes them everywhere. She herself doesn't even know how many bundles she has shared. That is true zeal born from gratitude. As we grow in this covenant life, may we too experience the same joy of taking refuge in our Holy Mother. May we always proclaim through our lives the blessings we receive from our Mother and Jesus, as living witnesses of God's manifestation. Let us now offer this testimony with folded hands to our Holy Mother, her beloved Son and the Eternal Father, in thanksgiving for the healing from illness, success in studies, and the wisdom and faith this daughter has received.
Ordinary experiences of God can be yours. If you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, subscribe now, share this video with your friends, and become a true disciple of the Lord.